Hathaway, girl, what are you doing there? So, they just dropped the trailer for the VERITY movie adaptation, and I'm sorry guys, I'm just so excited for it. It's so bad, but I'm just like, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to being there on opening night. For those who don't know, VERITY is an upcoming movie starring Dakota Johnson and Hathaway and Josh Hartnett. It's a movie adaptation of the novel written by Colleen Hoover, who is a familiar name on this channel. I've done some videos about some of her work, which I recommend you guys check it out, please. I worked so hard on a lot of them. I had to read her books and watch her movies. However, the general consensus of her, well, my consensus, is that she is an acquired taste. But the fact of the matter is, she is incredibly popular and successful. Just look at her sales and the fact that she has so many movie adaptations within such a short period of time. For this year alone, she has 2 movie adaptations. To be honest, the only Colleen Hoover movie adaptation that mattered to me is VERITY. If you look up videos about Colleen Hoover, namely her book recaps, VERITY is one of the more popular choices, and for a good reason. The novel is very unhinged and very entertaining, and the story itself already makes for a good conversation, for better or for worse. Combine that and the fact that booktubers are incredibly funny and they have a lot of interesting commentaries and jokes, those videos are a good time. I've never read VERITY, the book, personally. Maybe I will in preparation of this movie, but I don't really feel burdened to read the book because I've watched so many video recaps of it from different channels, so I feel I know very deeply what happens in the novel just from piecing bits and pieces from all these different booktubers. So I have to say, out of all the movies that could be made from a Colleen Hoover book, this one has the most potential to be the best. Let me explain. With the success of movies like A Simple Favor or The Housemaid, there is this genre that I really need to come up with a name of, something like mom thrillers or scandalous thrillers or high-budget Hallmark movies or something. Anyway, this kind of thriller is incredibly successful and marketable, probably because of how soap opera-esque these stories can get. So I reckon the appeal comes from the escapism from the outlandishness of these stories. It's the way everything is so dramatic to the point that it reaches this over-the-topness that you can't help but feel entertained. The story just keeps escalating like a never-ending roller coaster. So yes, I'm very excited for VERITY. This is my Avengers Doomsday. Actually, no, my Avengers Doomsday is Dune Part 3. But I am indeed very excited for this movie because the plot is unhinged, and if you don't believe me, just watch like one recap of VERITY, then come back here, then you will understand completely why this movie has so much potential to be a good, campy, fun time. Apart from the story, the cast is also very stacked. And Hathaway, I'm sure she will deliver. And Dakota Johnson, she's a very interesting actress. Most of the time, she kind of underreacts to everything, but maybe it could work for this movie. I think like you can take that aloofness and that tanness and work to that. But I'm interested to see how her dynamic will go with Anne Hathaway, because Anne Hathaway is always reliable as an actress, whereas Dakota is, it really depends on what kind of movie she's in and who's the director and whether or not like she likes the script, I guess. So I want to know if having the presence of Anne Hathaway will push Dakota Johnson's acting to deeper depths. But worst case scenario, maybe this will be another Amanda Seyfried and Sydney Sweeney situation. But there could also be something entertaining from that too. Speaking of which, maybe I should do a video on The Housemaid. My friend, shout out to Jess, said the movie is really bad, so good kind of way, and I'm like, I always love movies that are so bad, so good. Anyhow, from the trailer, it looks like they're playing up the thriller aspect of the book, which is good. And I just hope that they don't shy away from the insanity of the book, but they won't lean into it in a way that's like, wink wink, I see and recognize that this whole thing is silly. Because in the book, there's something campy in the way that everything is played up so straight and is treated like this really scary thing, but there's also an element of silliness to it. For example, there's this iconic bite mark on a bed frame that was a result of a character biting down on the bed frame because of how good she was getting banged. Insane sentence. And then another character was like, let me also bite down on that bite mark because she annoys me. What is happening? This is so unhinged. This is so funny. But they played it so straight in the book. So those kinds of things, I hope they are self-aware but not ashamed of what is happening in the plot. Speaking of which, I literally cannot believe that they featured the bed frame in the trailer as if they know people will will be excited to see it. I'm like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme when I saw the bed frame. I'm also keen to see what the director will do with the movie too, because the director is Michael Showalter. I'm not entirely familiar with his work, but he did Wet Hot American Summer, The Big Sick, The Eyes of Tammy Faye, and The Idea of You. And The Idea of You also stars Anne Hathaway. Showalter seems to have experience directing female-led movies, so hopefully this movie will be in good hands. Plus, with him previously working with Anne Hathaway and apparently getting a pretty good performance from her, resulting in that meme, I think we can assume that Anne Hathaway will deliver on her end. I mean, she's already eating it up based on that trailer. Maybe she'll reach even greater achievements through this movie. I'm also curious to see the overall reception of the movie. The reason I'm saying that is because of two reasons. First, previous Colleen Hoover adaptations have been more in the romance genre. And in my opinion, she's not really a good romance writer. Her romance always ends up kind of mid for me. In my review of Reminders of Him, I did say the movie was fine, but that was only because I had really low expectations and the movie somehow managed to meet it. But it was nothing exceptional. It was just passable, and I attribute those good qualities mostly to the actors and the director. The common consensus with Colleen Hoover is that most of her romance have always felt more like thrillers because of how horrible the male love interests are and how some of the situations these couples get into, they're pretty horrific. Because of that, people have said that if Colleen Hoover would lock in and just write thriller books, she would do so much better, and I have to agree. Somehow she always manages to tap into a lot of fears of women, only the energy is not directed correctly. She puts those elements into her romantic leads instead of putting them into villains. So I'm keen to see what the reception from the general audience, especially in regards to her tackling other genres than just romance. Second, I think Colleen Hoover is good at coming up with story concepts or synopsis. It's just sometimes she doesn't really stick the landing when it comes to executing the ideas. In my Regretting You review, I keep talking about how I like the idea behind the novel, the grief between mother and daughter, and the attempt to explore that and the impact it has on their relationships and the people around them as well. But the execution of the book and the movie, meh. Having someone there to workshop the idea and give a different perspective on how to approach the story could help strengthen her story. So personally, I welcome this adaptation. I'm keen to see if my hypothesis, the hypothesis that I had also in my Regretting You book video, where I said that maybe other people can take her story ideas and elevate them into better, more entertaining stories. I'm excited to see where the movie will go and to also make a video about the movie. But that's it from me. This is quite a short video, but I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. I'm a little bit stumped because I have a lot of assignments coming up. I wanted to do something quite short and the VERITY trailer just dropped and I just have to talk about it. I just have to expose myself for having such trash movie taste. I like indie movies, but I also like trashy movies. The duality of womanhood. I'm keen to hear what you guys think though. Will you watch VERITY? Or better yet, will you watch my video on the VERITY movie? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please like, comment, and share it. All the engagement will be so appreciated. And consider subscribing for more commentaries, video essays, or random fun videos. Apart from that, have a good day, a good night, dusk, dawn, whatever time it is for you guys. The biggest thing is that I'm just happy that you guys decided to make me part of your day. I just want to say before you guys go, thank you for watching this video and I hope you guys have a good... Oh, I already said that. I'm glitching. There's so many things happening in my life right now. But thank you for watching this video and bye. Bye, bye, bye.